friends. Welcome to the show once again. I am Tim Atimoy, and I'm super excited for the session we're having today. With me today is a very special friend, a comrade, and he's a dear brother. When I mean brother, he's a dear brother. We strike the same chord at almost any subject and any discussion. He's an entrepreneur, he's an investor, he's a minister, he's a global ambassador. Please do welcome to the show Prince Joshua Oyeniyi. Ta-da-da! Here.
Good afternoon, good evening,
good morning. You, man. How have you been?
Not bad. We just, putting in one effort at a time. And it gets going.
Excellent. Yeah, we were together some few weeks back, and and then we got talking about different subjects on, how young people can motivate themselves, make good use of their time currently, and then how they can become the better version of their current self. And then you shared a whole lot of, experiences with me about those in the US, how they're living their lives, some who are having misplaced priorities, and all of that. And you, as a young man, you have been self-made, and then you've proven it over the years, considering where and how you came up to stardom, because as far as the current level is concerned, is a future for so many people. Your current position is a very far future for so many people. And I know your story, and we talk a lot, heart to heart, how the past has been, what the present is, and what the future holds. So, but then can you just run us through, what role your mind and your thought pattern played, coming from your background, very lowly background, to how you rose, and then to where you are currently, in life. Can you just run us through how what happened, and then what role your mind played?
Thank you so much, my comrade, Tim. It's let me put it this way. The way my mind is framed is just that I never believe in failure, number one. I never believe in regrets. Yesterday, was it yesterday that I was trying to analyze certain things that, I've been trying to do and I've done over the last couple of years. And somehow I was just telling myself, is it that I never have anything to regret? Like, there is not a time I sit down and say, wow, I regret this not happening to me, I regret this happening to me, and all that. It doesn't occur to me. So maybe that's one motivating factor that really works for me, the way my mind is programmed. I never see anything bad. I never try to make anything look so bad that, it is not ultimately for my good. So the story is essentially the same story that every young person in Nigeria or Lagos, the average young person has a story of, having a very rough from birth, or from cradle. Yeah, I had my own story like that. I was born in Ajegunle. Father was a taxi driver, mother was a petty trader. Lost my father at 15. I became all by my own, trying to survive. But one thing is, for me, I had a mother who also was a very big motivating factor for me. She always told me, she would call me and say, you know what, my son, you see all the people who you see riding these big cars today, sometimes in their lives, they were, walking on their feet, just like you're doing now, And she would also tell me a story when she was much younger, how, she had her first experience on the flight, and before things went southward for her and all of that. And I usually told myself that one day I would see myself having those luxuries, those beautiful things You know, for example, the city I'm in now, which is the city of New York, I have always envisaged myself in this city. How? When I was in Nigeria, I always loved movies with NYPD, New York Division. When I see a movie, I'm always excited. So, you see, somebody else told me, said, if you want to have a beautiful life, surround yourself with beautiful things. For example, in your home, you want to put beautiful pictures of the kind of things you want to do, places you want to visit, and all those things have a way of helping you. So for me, that's always been to put to great things, and it's just been working the miracle for me. Nothing too difficult to understand. It's just that's the way I believe it's a blessing from God to never see anything bad, in the picture. Everything for me always works for my good.
Awesome. I like that aspect where you spoke about having pictures, having frames. There's what is called mirror neuron. Once you see this thing over and over and you keep seeing it, your brain begins to mirror it. It begins to form your thought pattern, and then you become what you think about most of the time. So when you keep seeing what you want, then you begin to think what you want. Sooner or later, you begin to have what you want. Practical example.
Let me add this before you continue.
Okay.
For me, I told my wife and a few other persons that are very close to me how my mind also works, and it is that I stay around people who are very positive and people who speak positive things about me, who inspire me with positive things. For example, my mom told me that when I was a baby, they used to call me Mighty Eagle. Mighty, I was a very chubby baby boy, and so whenever I was walking on the road, she told me the story years later that I would just get to a point on the road and I'll just sleep, and I'll say I'm not going anywhere. I want to sleep here because I'm tired. So they called me Mighty Eagle. It's very big, and I don't know whether it had any spiritual significance, but that line, that name that it tagged me, we know what the eagle signifies. Became something. It became my reality. And then all through life as well, people usually tell me, "Oh, you're great. You're going to do great things and all of that." Yes, when I hear those positive things, one thing I also remind myself is I know what it takes to be great. It takes a lot of sacrifice. And then when I met somebody some 10, 12 years ago who also told me certain things about my life and the things I was going to be doing, I realized then and then that if I don't achieve these things, ultimately I'm a failure. So what do I have to do? I started working super hard, started putting in everything that I could into ensuring that the future that I have now, it is possible, and that future I want to have is also going to be possible. So for me, the words of affirmation, the positive vibes that I get from people, from friends, from family members, from colleagues, have gone a long way to helping me to have the kind of mindset I have about life.
Comrade, you're already taking the role of the mind doctor right here. You are doing it for me.
Oh, yeah?
100%.
Oh,
yeah. Those are the things. Well, see, as the mind doctor, I use science to teach what I teach. So not just motivational speaking, where, people just hear things and then they are all blown up. No, we use science, we use facts. And these things can be proven. These things can be traced. These things can be researched upon. Positive affirmations, they place you on certain vibration in quantum physics. They place you on certain vibration that gives you an attraction of what you want. So feeling is the language of the body. Thought is the language of the mind. When you feel, you send out a vibration of what you want. When you think, you send out a vibration to attract what you're thinking about. So when you're saying these things, I'm sure you know that there's some music you listen to, you feel so empowered, so energized, so so elated. You want to get certain things done. Say, for example, you have a speaking engagement as a speaker yourself, and then 2-3 minutes or even seconds to the time that you go on stage, and then listen to maybe a particular music, maybe a track, a sound. You are all fired up. You want to get off stage and just explode. So
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's what these affirmations and all this do. And like you said, what people say to you and all of that, you need to go overboard to get things done. I learned this definition from you. Some years back. We were together in a speaking engagement. I'm sure you can't remember now, but that stuck with me. And then you were talking to those people. I think you spoke before me. So you were talking about scholarship. Scholarship. Scholarship is given to one who is scholastic. Scholarship is given to one who is exceptional. Scholarship is given to one who goes beyond the normal expectation. Nobody gives scholarship to, an average person or a never do well.
Exactly.
So that's stuff that you want to surround yourself with a network of people who are exceptional, because you are an average of the 10 or 5 closest people to you. So the 10 closest people to you and never do well, pessimistic, negative people, then you're an average of all of those people. So very quickly, I want to move to the next part. We were talking earlier, and then you spoke about something that came up, the question that someone would like to find out from me. So can we get that?
Yes. Okay. So now, if I may ask, leave my own story as a picture. Some persons, may not find it as easy as I do, to do certain things. You're so good. They have all the positive vibes. They have all the positive words of affirmation. They're doing their best. They put in all the effort. We have millions of energetic young people in Nigeria who are, well-driven, who are hardworking, who are well-motivated, but still, things don't just seem to fall in place for them. They're either not hitting the right targets in business, or the academics are failing, despite all that they're doing, reading and, telling themselves they can succeed. For people like that, many of which I believe may be opportune to watch this presentation, what do you, as a mind doctor, think can help them, out of that, like call it the doldrums of confusion, as it were?
Okay. One of the things people need to realize is this: life is not about a magic wand, right? So life is not just about I wake up one morning and then it just happens. Life is about day and night. Life is about up and down. Life is about rising and falling. And life is about seasons. So when you discover that you are experiencing downtime in life, observe it. Many people just go through life, just being carried away by the wave of life, by the wind of life. They don't take time to observe the pattern of their life. Every human has a pattern. Every one of us, we have seasons in life. I was speaking with a friend the other day, and then he said he discovered that there's a way he did the calculation. I think every like 2013, 2018, 2023, such years are not ordinary year in his life. You notice something spectacular always happens. So our life actually goes in trend and in seasons. So when you need to understand this, you want to find out the seasons in your life. You're giving your very best, you're listening to motivational, stuff, you're thinking positive things, but then life is not giving it to you the way you actually expect. You need to bear in mind, one, there are ups and downs in life. Now, during your time of the downward turn, when you begin to dwell your thoughts on those downward turn, life gives you more and more of that. There's what is called the RAS, the reticular activating system. It's just at the tip of our spinal cord here into the brain. Now, what it does, it looks at what you think about most of the time and gives you more and more of that. So you're thinking positive stuff, you've done your research about the business, you've done your beats properly, you've prepared your quotes, and then you're going for presentation, and then you were turned down. If you let that disappointment stay and you keep thinking about it, well, I remember my teacher said I wasn't good enough. I was told I had a big head for nothing. I told I wasn't smart. I was told this, I was told. You begin to think about all the nonsense you've been told previously, and then begin to run yourself down. Feeling is the language of the body. Thought is the language of the mind. You begin to attract more people who will tell you no. More circumstances that will confirm you're not good enough. So what you need to, and people don't understand this, and ignorance is not an excuse in the universe. So once you begin to think about the next try you make, you're going to be a failure, most likely as well. So what you just do is this: once you have such a negative experience, you want to find a way to get yourself out of that experience as quickly as possible. Think positive thoughts. Get to find somebody you want to talk to. Find a relationship that can be helpful, that can lift you up. try to reduce your goals, because sometimes though when your goal setting is too high and you attempt it and you don't meet up, you're discouraged, you don't want to try again. But when the goal is small enough, once you achieve it, you have what you call your endorphin rise. If you want to try another one, you achieve that, you want to try another one, and that's how you keep rising and rising and rising till you achieve your goal. I hope this tip is going to be found useful by all.
Okay, so for people who may want to, yes, very, very clear. I would actually want to, to delve in deeper into, when you said something about sending some vibes into the quantum field, and how your mind can send those vibes into the field, in the atmosphere, and then it can attract, the kind of vibes that, that you've sent out. So I want to know, how can people, really have you on a one-on-one session? Because I believe, some persons will need bespoke kind of consultation to be able to help navigate their lives. Do you offer such services? And how can people go about it? How can viewers go about it? They want to get to meet you, or to know you, or to engage you, to say, okay, you know what, I think I need to share my mind, with you, and then you prefer, some ideas that can help me do better, than I've been doing, despite all the effort I've put in. So, I mean, how can they go about it?
Okay, excellent question. I will run through a few of testimonials and feedbacks from those who have gone through my sessions. I have loads of them, but I'll run through a few, maybe 2 or 3, and then I will go straight to the